What's up, guys? We got a review for you all today, and we're going to be looking at this knife right here, the Buck 889 folding military knife SBMF. I just made a video actually on this one, comparing it with a real Strider SNG, which is what this knife is modeled after. This is going to be a standalone review, basically about everything objectively about the knife itself. Quick specs before we continue with the review. Weight is 4.9 ounces, which actually makes it heavier than the standard SNG, which is at 4.7 ounces. Blade is 420 HC steel. Blade is 3.5 inches long. Black oxide finish. And overall length is just over 8 inches. So that gives you an idea of the size. For some quick size comparisons, I got a Spyderco Max 2 right here next to it, and a standard Zippo. Got the Aces Zippo. But let's get on to the knife. Let's start with the blade, I guess. Here you got a 3.5-inch blade of 420 HC. That makes it good for EDC size. I do think this is basically an EDC knife. It's not as clear because it's kind of overbuilt for that, but I do think it works well in that role. In comparison to something like a tactical blade, I don't think this is a tactical blade at all. So I'm relegating into that role of the EDC blade. You've got 3.5 inches of hollow ground, 420 HC from about mid-spine. The grind is good, factory edge is very good, but I don't think it's superior to the normal Strider SNG, which has an almost full flat grind. Despite that, this does cut decently well. I found that the edge, it comes blazing sharp, and it gets blazing sharp with the 420 HC. I haven't had to sharpen this one up. I don't use this one that much. I've only had it for a little bit actually, but I had one a long time ago, the brown handles, and I had more experience with that back then. This does have a black oxide finish on the blade, which does wear. It kind of rubs. It doesn't come clean off, which is good. You can see a little bit came off there, but it doesn't come clean off. It kind of sort of rubs, which isn't too bad. The choil is very nice for the fingers and stuff like that. You got the thumb ramp jimping up there, and you got the nice opening hole, which isn't perfect, but it works. It's not horrible. Let's see if I can get this to focus. Come on, come on. There we go. So I mean, overall the blade's decent. It's not great. Because of that grind, and because a lot of the blade edge is taken up by that choil, but you can make the same argument for something like the Strider SNG. Deployment is easy with the hole, less easy with the thumb stud. This knife is very stiff, and I can't really get this loosen up. And I actually had the other one I had, the one with the brown handles, wouldn't loosen up either, which I thought was pretty curious. But that's just this knife in particular. Handle is a thermoplastic, decent stuff. I mean, it's very sharp, so it's kind of annoying to the touch, which is a problem. And with the clip here, that's kind of murderous to your pocket. But it's a good shape. I mean, it has good ergos, just like the real Strider SNG. Very good ergos, very comfortable despite its boxy nature. You can take that grip down here with the sort of longer reach, or you can take the shorter grip up here for more control with the choil. Now you can see here the handle is pinned together actually, which is kind of unique for a liner lock. You tend to see more screw construction, and I do think that kind of takes away from the versatility of the knife, though it's not bad or anything. You can see here buck and buck, so it's interesting. You can see here they do keep in the clip screws on the other side, even though there's no clip here. They still have an extra set of screws, which I think is interesting. I don't know if I like that or not. You don't see that too often. They usually just give you one set of clip screws. But the clip is really too strong. That's a definite hit I would give on this knife, especially over this very sharp texturing on this FRM. I mean, it really just tears up your pocket. I've tried putting this in my pocket once, and that's all I'm going to try. And for this kind of knife, I think it's too heavy for you to just, plop in your pocket. So I do think this does need to be clipped, but it's not very good for that. Let's go lockup. Lockup is very good. It's very tight up and down, left and right. You can see here there's very thick washers in there. This one's absurdly thick. This one's a little thinner. But, you know, that does make it smooth, but it's just not fast, and I can't get it to be so. The liner is very thin. It's not objectively, it's not that thin. It's not that thick either. I'd expect it to be thicker because this knife is kind of designed to be overbuilt, but this liner lock kind of belies that. I mean, it's kind of thin. Also, it's very sharp, so it's painful to push over with your thumb. I remember my old one was even worse. It had a stiffer liner lock, and it just absolutely just ripped into my skin, and it was not pretty. But this one's not as bad, but I can still tell it has the same kind of problem. You got the full stainless steel liners here, which I do think that, you know, it adds to the rigidity and the strength of the knife. But with that thin liner, who knows, right? It also gives it weight, so, you know, plus or minus. If we look at the back here, we got open construction due to that, you know, these standoffs. There's 4 of them. You got a little lanyard hole over here. Just like the Strider SNG, the blade actually impedes it when it's closed. You can see there. I do think it's designed just to go through one side. Actually, this one only has it on one side, which is good. Yeah, you only go through here and out there, so hopefully the blade doesn't close on it. Blade centering is not great on mine. It's definitely leaning to the right, but it's not touching, so it's okay. But price point on these guys used to go about $60, but this knife is actually discontinued now, so good luck finding it at that price. These go for like $150 all day on eBay, $120 to $150 on eBay, new or used, really. So it's gonna be quite a bit of money to pick one up, and I think at $60 it'd be a decent value. I wouldn't even say it's a good value. I think it's okay. It's not, you know, like superb by any means. You know, the more I think about it, I would, you know, take this Manix 2 over this any day. So, you know, if you're trying to get a Strider, don't go halfway, half-assed it and get a Buck Strider 889. Just get a Manix 2 for the money and then save up after that to get a real Strider SNG, because this thing is superior in nearly everything. Fit and finish is very good on the Buck, really. Finishing is very good, but this is perfect on the Spyderco. Superior steel and superior handle material. I think a superior lock as well. Better, you know, construction. So, well, I do think it's a decent knife for $60. It's, you know, not really nearly in the league of the, you know, Manix 2 in terms of value. But it's not bad either. I wouldn't say, like, you know, like, don't buy it just because of that. But at this point, since it's discontinued, I do think that it's not really worth buying for the money, for, you know, for like $150. If you do have $150 to, you know, spend, definitely just get this for about $65. Keep the other $85, and then you can have, you know, starting to have a fun to save up for a Strider SNG. Then you don't have to, you know. And you have a knife to, you know, keep you company while you're saving up. So that's my review of the Buck Strider 889. Hope you guys enjoyed it. More to come later. Hope you guys have a great day, and peace. Bye.